During the pentagram rite, the space outside filled up with dull little pink spots. The plant life and all out there still remained, but the spaces in between were of these dots. With the first set of vibrations, I felt the presence above. With the second set, there was a strong vibration, but no sound of the floor. With the third set, it was like bright yellow teeth were in the space of the top of the fake candle. In the fourth, it was like there was a sound of crunching metal in the north. In the fifth, it was like there was a pink dome over the light. Not too much outside of it. During the final reading, I became soothingly warm. My stomach pain and other pain totally went away. And in the final scrying, it was as if there were red triangles in the shadows that pointed towards the light fixture. And I just felt tingly and content. Very content. One thing that Kurt Cobain realized was that prescribed medication, unofficial medication, pretty much amounted to the same thing. Some of the stuff that's conveyed here obviously would have been censored out before it's released to the public. To a degree, and certainly within some other contexts, he was right about revolutions. And he definitely thought that what he was upon was a series of real causes. And he more or less didn't care whether he was a weirdo or whether he was normal and a cliche. The general disgust and misanthropy wasn't in the sense of being a supremacist. And towards the end, it translated to a perhaps deeper sadness and a sense of just wanting the pain to stop. His perspective of writings seemed to make their way into ideas for songs and videos, and they occasionally broke off and developed into different songs entirely. One of the things that people are insecure about in terms of interviews, I totally understand that they don't know what's going to be included, and there can be editing down to the point where it makes people look bad or not as good or whatever. I edited one interview because there was a need to start over with part of it according to the person being interviewed, and I was okay with that. But otherwise, I just, leave things unedited for more reasons than, social media likes you to be on call with people for an hour and a half and all that stuff, and that's probably why they made Zoom and all that professional. If you want to hold a meeting yourself that's more than a half an hour long and scheduled, or 40 minutes if it's not scheduled, with the 10-minute break, Perhaps not for release, but being willing to practice with what is other people's material is definitely something that's fine for an artist. A voraciousness for learning and that sort of thing is important to employ. You might want to figure out the connections of how you see yourself in others or how they see themselves in you. Sometimes to play the game, you don't actually have to sell out. You just have to put things in their terms. Yes, if you didn't make it, if Nirvana didn't make it, they would have still tried to, hang out with the variety of people that, then again, if some of that panned out in some ways, they would have become famous and sold a lot of records in another way. There is a sort of vampirism to the whole vegan movement as a thing. And when it comes to literary, movie, or other types of art, form your own opinions.